Live now, going live now. Shh. Hey there guys, welcome to today's live interview. We have Michael Knulst here ready to go to answer your questions, and we're going to be talking business today and getting prepared, getting ready, getting pivoting. We're going to be talking many different things today, which I'm really excited to. I'm here with Serena as usual. How excited were we for today, Serena?
Pretty excited. We've got this spiffy looking Michael there looking so sexy in his suit. I just can't wait to see what he's going to be talking about today. So it's going to be great. Absolutely awesome. Been a while since I've seen Michael, so I'm glad to have him here.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Michael.
It's such a pleasure and an honor to be with you, sharing my thoughts and visions.
Fantastic. And just so you guys know, Michael is actually tuning in from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So once again, we've got 3 different countries here again today on the stream. So Michael believes in the right preparation now during the lockdown that will pay off. This is not the time to profit, but to help clients reach out and get them to, focus on, ways to prepare, ways to set things right within this lockdown. And Michael is a revenue growth strategist, international speaker and mentor. He thrives on helping companies scale their business whilst also helping his wife run an institution for women's health as well. So thanks so much for joining, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. Great to be here on your show. It's a great show. I've watched some episodes and really much value you're providing the listeners and the people who are watching. So I'm so fired up and so enthusiastic about having the opportunity to share our thoughts with you.
Fantastic. And things are about to up level today, because not only you're looking super sharp with this pink tie that you got on as well, but I know you got some serious fire for us today as well to share with the audience as well around growth strategies, the right things, the planning, etc. And I know you got some exciting projects as well, which we'll talk about later on in the show too. So for those people that might be most likely are getting introduced to you for the very first time, Michael, maybe you can just give us like a quick overview on you and what you're about and a little bit about your business for the people that are tuning in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and welcome to all listeners and people who are watching this show. I've been in business for more than 30 years now, mainly in the part of business innovation, mindset strategies, and turning business around, and always from a digital perspective. So that's really my background. I've been starting up more than 10 companies the past 30 years. Some were successful, some were not successful, but altogether I've created 3 multi-million-dollar companies. I've created more than $75 million for the companies I've been working with, and working with companies such as Adidas, Vinci. Vinci is one of the largest construction companies worldwide. I think more than 140,000 employees. But also Unisys, it's a very big American tech provider. More than 20,000 people working worldwide. So I've been working with very big corporates, but also with small and medium-sized companies. And I like that, because you get a better feeling of what's really going on, and you get insights, corporate secrets, I always call that, how corporates work, how they think. And I've been trying to translate these strategies, the mindsets, into the more small and medium-sized businesses, because my passion is with small business owners, really.
I love that. And these corporate secrets, I know I'm probably not the only one that's intrigued today as well. These corporate secrets that you're translating across to small businesses, I'd love to expand a little bit further about that. But before we do it, what got you started in business for yourself? I know everyone's got a very unique story. I have to ask this question. What got you started in business for yourself for the first time? Like, what sort of made you do it? Like, what made you decide to get started in business for yourself?
First, I never intended to start for myself as an entrepreneur, really, to be honest. My father was an entrepreneur, a small business owner, and he was always struggling. So that was my reference frame, my frame of reference for having a business of your own, for being an entrepreneur. And I know right now many entrepreneurs are experiencing the same. And I know how that feels because as from a little child, I saw my father. He was always busy. He was never at home. And when he was at home, there was lots of tension and quarrels between my parents. And as a little child, you don't understand. But my belief was don't be an entrepreneur because that's how you will end. This is what is to being an entrepreneur. It's stress for your family life, stress for yourself. It's very unhealthy, and you're never at home. You're always busy with working. So I started my first job with a small company. It was at that time an IT company, 40 people. But it ended up within a period of 10 years of time. It blew up. It became more than 4,000 people. A company of more than 4,000 people, and I became one of the driving forces, one of the main directors in that field. But obviously, it was a high price I paid. I lost my marriage, my beautiful house, my beautiful car. So I've been there and seen that when you're working with corporates, I always say if you're very ambitious and you're not conscious of that, but you're selling your soul in some way because you're not free. You're a hostage in such a company, and you have all the benefits, but you're paying a high price. And I realized at a certain moment that what I was doing, I was working for that company like it was my own company. And when I got that realization, I decided, okay, when I do it, I want to build it again on my terms and trying to find out a way how I can be successful without paying the high price of your marriage and everything what comes with it. So that really I'm a slow learner, so it took me 12 and a half years to realize that. But then I started as an entrepreneur. I've never looked back since.
You're not a slow learner now, are you?
I'm sorry.
You're not a slow learner now, are you?
I'm getting older, so that's one of the challenges, as you probably would know. But no, I always say, and that's what when I'm discussing, I'm coaching also some high-level young people, youngsters. And what I found out, if I'm giving 100% for them, it's like I'm giving 150%. And to be honest, I'm right now in this period, I'm working my ass off. I've never been working so hard as in long hours, long days as in this period. It's a challenging period, and in my opinion, we have to reach out to our customers. We have to help not only our customers but also our neighbors, the people who are. So it's not only about the head and the performance and the money. It's also about your heart and reaching out to people. It's not only about the money, obviously.
I think also with everybody being tied up at the moment, like when I say tied up, with everybody being in like lockdown or staying in their house a lot more and stuff like that, there's a lot more things now. What used to be face-to-face before and maybe a little bit more quicker, it's all online. So people who have had business online already, like us, we're probably quite lucky because we're just in the norm of what we always do. We apart from when we go to functions and things like that, but all our work is actually done online. The people who haven't been online before are now learning a whole new routine of how to be online and I guess get adapted to it. and it's sort of taking a lot longer. In the meantime, they're trying to learn some of the things that they maybe didn't know before about online. So that's adding to the length as well too. So a lot of people need help. A lot of people need help with marketing. A lot of people need help with knowing even how to do something like this, live Facebooks and things, because they're very, a lot of people are very nervous about being on video. You know, you take a picture or a video and they get camera struck or something like that. So it's very challenging for a lot of people, but you know, it's great that everybody I speak to is more busy than normal, which has to be a good thing.
Of course, yes. Yeah, it's wonderful when you say that. I just wrote a quote, adapt or die, and not for you have
I
to
want
adapt or
10%.
die. It's not for sissies right now. You have to stand up and you have to stand up, you have to stand out, to reach out and to provide more value than ever. You have to become more valuable than ever before. You have to make yourself indispensable. So we have really to work our ass off.
Yes.
Yes.
And just to let you know, my ass is younger than yours. Thank you. When you made that comment earlier on.
You're more welcome. I like more your ass more than mine, but okay.
So this is good. So we're getting some good info so far, especially talking about each other's asses. So, so with like you spoke about before, and I think it probably tweaked as well for a few people. You spoke about corporate secrets, right? So translating a lot of the corporate secrets across to small business owners. I know this wasn't a topic, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here with it as well. But can you expand a little bit more on these corporate secrets that you're talking about? Because you know you've worked in a lot of very large corporations as well, which then you know, and a lot of the business success that you have had in the past, a lot of it, no doubt, you'd be translating some of this across. So I'd love to hear a bit of an insight into these corporate secrets.
He wants all your knowledge.
Yes, you have to pick my brain. I'm happy to share that with you. First of all, I've been working many years in the field of business model innovation, and when you translate it to the small business owners, some have the majority, to be honest, they have a lack of in their business acumen. So they have someday they had an idea. Obviously, the majority of entrepreneurs are experts, are artists, people who have a certain internal drive in terms of their knowledge, and they want to share that with the world. So they have ideas about having great products, but what they forget, it's starting a business is one thing, but thriving a business and making a business successful, you have to have a certain level of business acumen, and that's in many cases what lacks. What many business owners have a lack of business acumen. So they are trapped in all kind of tactics and operational stuff. They are very busy, but they don't have the overview. They don't have the strategic perspective of a business model, explaining, okay, what's my business all about? What's the value I deliver to my customers? And what are my strategic plans in order to bring to deliver and to deliver upon my promises, but also to the client attraction strategies. So right now on internet, my email box is exploding. All kind of courses and education on all kind of tactics, tools, and I always say, if you don't have the overview, if you don't really understand what it's all about, you're just lost. You're just running behind some cool new tactic or tool. The tools and tactics are not going to help your business thrive. So you must be able to connect the dots, how everything is relating to each other. For an example, you have to understand the difference between branding, marketing, sales. But for most business owners, it's all the same. So they are doing the wrong things at the wrong time, in the wrong order. So they're just, and they work, it's not about their work ethic, because that's great. But it's a knowledge, business knowledge, but also the strategic thinking. Instead of how I'm going to do it, you have to know, you have to realize, okay, why I'm doing it, and why me? Why would they partner? Why would they do business with me? So these, and it starts with business acumen. So you have to have lots of knowledge of business. As a business owner, as a business owner or a small business owner, you have to know many things. And it's about overview, your data analytics, it's knowing your numbers, knowing you have to focus your growth must be based upon your numbers, upon your projected outcomes, and you must know how to translate that back to your day-to-day operations in order to realize or to create everything you have planned.
You touched on something there that I wanted to come in on. Sorry, I thought Jared was going to come in then. Did you finish what you were saying then?
Yes. No, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. You touched on something really important that brought up a memory in my mind, and you talked about why would anyone want to do business with me? And then that brought up a question that, you know, we often discuss, and you have I been to quite a few same coaching sessions, and the question is asked, what do you do that is different from everybody else? And the biggest thing I've seen with people is they don't know what they do that is different. A lot of people are copying other people, so therefore they just have the same thing as what they're doing. But the biggest thing that we've got to know and understand a lot more is, what is it that makes us different from our competitors, and how are we different? So can you put some insight into that for people? Because I think that's a big thing for a lot of businesses, and they need to know what their point of difference is.
Yes, first of all, everything starts with mindset. Everything starts with you, with us as being a business owner. And I always say your business becomes who you are. So how you think and how you respond is reflected in your business. So we have, and especially in this difficult, challenging times, we have to create new frames of reference. But what I am, as what I am providing to my customers, is that I engineer revenue growth strategies. I create actionable strategies, not only high level thinking, but I also make them actionable, because that's very, very important, so that you have an understanding how strategy and execution are connected with each other. Because you can have a great strategy, but if you don't have the ability to execute, you have nothing. You see, so it's about strategy, being able to strategize, to make your plan, and okay, in what way are we going to grow? What does it mean for my product and service innovation? What does it mean in terms of ability to deliver upon our promises? What kind of channels do I have to use? But that obviously is more tactical. Take a step back. It's about engineering a revenue growth strategy. Before the crisis, by the way, my focus was on to double your business. That was my key focus. Right now, it's not viable anymore. So I also had to reinvent myself. Okay, what do we need right now? It's about, so I've designed programs such as the Rapid Comeback Growth Program, or the Growth by Design program. It's depending where you are as an entrepreneur, because if your company is down the drain, obviously you are more interested in a rapid comeback growth strategy than a growth by design thing. So it's depending where you are as an entrepreneur. Then we have several strategies, how to get your business back, how to get you back in business, how to make up for the lost time, how to get back your market share, how to keep your customers, how to serve your customers in a much better way, so they don't. So you have to become to make yourself indispensable. Yeah, and the majority of consultants, in my observations, are more technically and operationally focused.
Did you say operational focused?
Yeah. Sorry, operation. Yeah, more focused on tactics and operations. But it all starts with your strategy. You have to know the direction we are moving our company into. One of my mentors said, being enthusiastic is a great thing. So walking in the wrong direction is terrible, but walking in the wrong direction enthusiastically is even worse. So we have to know, okay, what's the strategy and what direction are we going, and you have to validate that with the market, with your customers, and preferably with one of your coaches or your mentors, because right now I also get coached. So the sun is coming in. Sorry, I'm going.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to move my own computer to get it out of your face.
Yes. So it's so important that you also validate and challenge your own thoughts and your strategies, because we can't do it alone. We have to help each other. I'm also reaching out with to my business acquaintances. So we challenge each other, we inspire each other, and it all starts with inspiration. You have to be inspired, and then comes hopefully revelation, because only when you have a revelation you can get to the next phase. It's transformation. So we can be inspired. So I hope I inspire some of the listeners. But if they don't get from the inspiration, don't get a revelation, they just had a happy feeling. That's all. And that would be a complete waste of time for everybody. So it's not only about inspiration, it's about inspiration, from their revelation, and from there the transformation. And that's where we are going for. We must transform ourselves. We must reinvent ourselves so we can reinvent and transform our businesses.
I think the whole idea of transforming ourselves and reinventing ourselves is actually very exciting. From my point of view, I probably can't speak for everybody else, but, I've been doing a lot of different stuff with Jared, this year, and it's been really exciting, and I've been enjoying it as well, so I can see all that reinventing and transformation going on slowly for some stuff, but, definitely sort of happening. So if anybody who's listening is actually inspired by what Michael's saying at the moment, pop it in and let him know, so that gets him excited, and he'll actually give out a lot more information.
Because I find for a lot of people right now, because of sort of what's happened in the world, some businesses have closed down, some can't operate. They're all at different levels, right? I think that's what's bringing everybody now down to the same level playing field. So there's not like one person that's completely dominating a marketplace at the moment as such, right? Because what it's done is it's closed down a lot of people or a lot of businesses from the marketplace. So now everyone's just a level playing field. So it's a reinvention period for a lot of people. So it's like the things that have been put off for a while because of quote unquote too busy, right, now can be worked on, now can be put in place. You can put a proper plan, proper strategy, put it in place so that when the businesses that are closed down can start kicking into it all again. Like what you speak about, right? The effective planning now for how you're going to market, how you're going to grow, how you're going to sustain the business once it starts getting back up and running again. And I know we work with a few sort of beauty therapists. We work with a few people who do have brick and mortar models to their businesses. So physical location businesses as well. So some of those as well, some have been shut down, and they're due, I think for Perth, the way that sits in WA at the moment, they're saying it's about a month away till open, right? So as of Monday, they're saying some more restrictions are opening, and then after that, it's like about a month approximately. So like the planning that we all do now, that everybody does now, is the planning that they put in place to, how am I going to hit this thing when I get started again? I know that's a lot of what you mentioned there before as well, around the planning side of things. And because you mentioned like you've had to do a bit of a pivot, whereas before it was like, what are the strategies we can put in place to double your business? Now it's like, let's reinvent, let's change strategy, let's find new ways to be able to not only plan correctly now, but when things do go back into normal modes of operation, how do we go about getting that market share back? How do we go about boosting cash flow? These types of things. This is good. You guys getting some great information from this? If you are, share the stream. More people need to hear this information that we've got here today as well, because really all of this, everything we're going to be speaking about today, you guys have got the ability to be able to ask more questions. It's all completely free. There's no opt-in. You don't have to give us an email or anything like that. It's just, get this information, ask your questions of Michael as well. And he can answer those live for you, or we can all answer them live for you. So you've got that ability now to be able to ask those questions. So comment below, comment into the comment box with any questions that you do have, and also just share the stream out so more people can see it as well. So like, let's like sort of switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the planning side, right? Because I know you're saying that the things that we do now and the planning side of things that we do now as well is incredibly important for when things sort of kick into another gear. And even doesn't matter whether you're running your business online completely and there's been no real change, you can still plan for the next level of growth. And then if your business had been shut down by chance, there's also that side of it where you can still plan, and you've got a little bit of extra time, you can still plan to grow as well and to kick back into gear. What sort of suggestions would you have around the planning side for people now that, are looking to either get back into business again and restart back up, or things that they could be doing now in order to get towards that? And even, with the online businesses that are completely operational still, what are suggestions around the planning side that people can keep in mind or look at doing?
Yeah, you have to be very focused on I think normally strategy is for long term, but strategic thinking is something different. You have to now, strategic thinking is about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And yes, you have to your focus point must be, I think, max 3 to 6 months. So you have very short planning cycles. You have to, so speed is very important. You have to be very fast. When you think something, you have to implement it very fast so you can test it and see how it works, how it works out with your customers. So it's about, in corporate terms, we call that agility. It's about agile working, lean. So we have to be lean and mean. While I'm still working for corporates and medium-sized companies. So that's and they have also been hit by this crisis, obviously, but they are still, and depending on what industry you are, but many of my projects are still thriving. But the majority of the projects for me, consulting work, is in the medium-sized and large companies. And I do lots of coaching with small business owners, helping them, challenging them, and looking for new ways. Okay, how can we pivot your what you have right now? How can we leverage what you already have and make that successful right now? So we have to do different wrapping, a different way of communicating with your customers, but focus now primarily on your current customers. Focus there. Also there, if you have, if your business is really in trouble, focus on your current customers. Don't look for new customers. Focus on your current customers, because there they know you, provide value, do whatever it takes, but make sure you reach out to your current customers. Actually, right now I'm starting a new consulting company focusing on business transformation, but that's more for the medium-sized and larger companies. So it is also an ideal period of time. As you already said, Jared, the level field or the playing field is now leveled. We are all starting again, like we are starting at this. So, and there is you have to start a mentality. Okay, we start all over again. No matter what I did in the past, it's not relevant anymore. It's about now and the future for the coming months.
Love that. Great, fantastic. That's good. So, so this is good. Are you guys getting some great info from this as well? Those of you that are here live, let us know that you're here as well, and comment below. Just let us know, what are your thoughts so far? What questions do you have for Michael as well? And we're here to answer your questions as well today. So what I want you to do is I want you to share the stream, because more people need to hear it. And also comment below. Let us know, what are you getting from today? What questions do you have around business, growing your business? What questions do you have around pivoting your model, working out ways to be able to, you know, grow your business now, or maintain, like even hit things the right, like plan for success, right? So all of this, any questions you guys have, I want you guys to comment into the comments and let us know, what questions do you have, so that we can get those answered for you guys today. Fantastic. It's been some great information so far as well, because for businesses as well, like I know, like you've got your, maybe you can give us a little bit of an insight as well, sort of some of the stuff that you're doing too, because I know with your wife's business, for example, in women's health, that you guys are currently at the moment, I'm not sure whether that's kind of, you know, I can't remember whether we said that was sort of shut down a little bit, or that was still operational at the moment with what you're doing there. But I could imagine sort of what you're doing there would be very similar to probably what a lot of other people are looking to do and grow and things like that. Because like with that, like what have you guys been doing within that model to be able to like pivot what you're doing and still like, and what are you doing there currently that you could probably share with people here that could be relevant for right now?
You mean for the mental health care institution, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we started, my wife started that business 10 years ago. And at a certain period of time, I'm always inspired and driven by business and talking business. But in mental health care, business is something you're not very popular when you're very business driven. So so it took some time before I really understand what they were doing, because it's you have different switches in the mental health care world to turn louder or softer. So to me, it was a challenge, actually. Everything I knew, I had learned and I had experienced and I had implemented all those strategies. Can I apply? Am I able to apply those strategies into this mental health care institution? So it took me some time actually to find out, to test, to pivot, and to find out what really, I always say, does shit really works? And yes, it works, but you have to adapt, you have to test, you have to refine everything, and you have to be very carefully watching what's going on. So therefore, you must have the data, you must have the management information, you must have the numbers in order to check whether what you are doing, what you have been, the strategies you have been thought out and have been implementing, if they are really working. And yes, it did. It took some more time, because the whole mentality in the mental health care is completely different from the day-to-day business as I know from enterprises and corporates who are focusing primarily on profitability. And in the mental health care, it's not about profitability. Not at all. Okay. So that was one of my biggest learning points. Of course, when you want to get rich, don't start a mental health care institution, because it's not about that. It's about reaching out. it's about helping, it's about impacting lives. And we are focusing on young people, young women. And the tragic thing worldwide is that 1 on 5 women, every 1 on 5 women suffers from serious mental illness problems, challenges.
Okay.
And it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's what it is. And here in the Netherlands, it's even higher. So we are focusing our niche in terms of business. Our niche is the youth, and as from 16 years of age, between 16 and 25 years of age, we are focusing on these women. Why? Because they have the biggest, the highest possibility to make a dramatic change in their lives. Because they have enough understanding where they are, but they are not completely, as we say, and I don't know the right word in English, but they are not totally medicalized and being because mental in the healthcare, it's always you're a victim. And we don't like to treat these women as victims. Typically in the Netherlands, all these women are victims, and we don't want to see them as victims. We see them as young women with potential, with gifts and talents, and that's what we are. So we have also been innovative in this field. Okay, what can we do differently? Because we don't want to give them lots of medicines and drugs or treat them like victims. No, we treat them like young women with they have a whole life. They have a whole life in front of them, but they just don't know how to live a normal and even better a happy life. They just don't know that. So they got depressed. They don't have any perspective for future. So that's what we are doing. So we have been innovating in that field because we have a totally different point of view how to work with these women, and our success rates are very high.
How much, I'm just curious, how much, especially being women, does, because I have a lot of information around this type of health, but, our lifestyle now is not like what it used to be. We have a lot of heavy metals in our bodies. We have a lot of hormones going into our bodies from all the hormones going into food because food is bad. The vaccines, the abuse when you're children and stuff like that. How much of that is to blame for this increase in mental health, that can affect especially the women, because you've got the extra of all the hormone stuff as well. How much of that is, like the food and everything like that is in tune with it, and also holding on to suppressed emotions?
It's terrible. It's about, of course, the food we are eating, drugs. Our parents who are very busy. We have social media. We are 24. The young women, the young people are 24/7 connected to the world. So they got lots of information. So they have lots of things to digest and to give the place. And typically, when they got in puberty, the hormones of young women, the hormones get crazy. And when you live in a very unhealthy environment, when your parents are also a bit are not focusing on how to have not a primary focus. Okay, how can we give a good example, be the example, and be there for our children and help them, but also give them the right boundaries, and the safe create a safe environment where they can grow up in this very challenging, difficult, evil world. It's going to be challenging, and what I like what you said, Serena, all the poison in your body from vaccines, but also from the drugs. We have
normal things as well too, like pollution and the chemicals in food are crazy.
They're really helping you because they always say that the old Greek said, a healthy mind and a healthy body. And when your mind is not healthy, okay, Then we try the body. So we have here a vital, how you say that, an expert working with us, helping these women to get all the toxins out of their body, because many times they are so tired and so blurry, so they don't want to get they want to get out of their bed. And if you're staying in your bed, long days in your bed, you're going down. So the first thing is what we do, help these women to get the toxins out of their body, so that their body is not an excuse anymore, in order to get up and stand up and step out, because that's what they have to do. And we have coaching programs with that, very innovative programs also working. And we are just, because I come from a business background, and okay, how can we innovate here? What can we do? What's the whole world doing here in the Netherlands? And what can we do differently? What can and try and test, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And our business, mental health care business, is thriving because these women live all with us here. We have a very big mansion in the midst of the woods, so we have a great place in nature. So we are far away from the busy world.
And do you actually see that, like, just taking it back to business owners and stuff like that, maybe not as deep as some of the women, you know, where they've got toxic, you know, all of us have got the toxics in our body. I've been tested for heavy metals, and I've been trying to get rid of them for the last 2 years. But, you know, people sometimes don't realize, because they're just so used to doing the norm of whatever the media is out there to get them to do, which is put all this toxic food inside your body because they want to make money. So, you know, so by doing that, and some of the toxins can stay in your body for years. How much do you think, now that you've seen it from that perspective and in business, do you think that can affect people in their very own business in regards to maybe not handling their business as well? Maybe it's holding them back because they're a bit groggy in the brain, or, you know, can't quite, you know what I'm saying anyway. How much do you think it affects that?
I think a lot. If you are not mentally not fit and stable and awake, you see it in your business. You're always tired. You don't see very clearly, and you have a tendency to listen to the wrong people.
Make wrong decisions.
Yeah. And who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Who's your coach? Who is speaking into your life? What kind of books are you reading? What kind of programs are you reading? Who is your what kind of people are you relating with? And are these people who are striving for the best they can be? It's always starting with yourself. How can I be the best version of myself? And how can I inspire other people, and who are inspiring me? So it's so important. So therefore, I was really honored to that you reached out to me, you guys. Serena, I obviously know for some years. But Jared, I was very impressed with your business acumen and what you're doing. And what I'm doing is it's such a wonderful way what you are taking you're helping your customers to the next level with your strategies and tactics and your programs on marketing and sales. And Serena, what you are doing, you have been also doing some stuff for me in the past. And so, yeah, I think it's and this is typically also the period of time, I think, to rethink, okay, who are the people I'm going to work with? It's all about partnerships. It's not about creating very big companies. I don't believe in that. Small is smart, and small is yeah. It's a bit corny. Small is the new big. But I don't like small. I like smart. And if you're smart, you are. It's not about how big you are, how many people you can have in your company. I believe in very agile companies. That's. So I think many companies right now or entrepreneurs, if you are if you are if the right people, you have a smart team, you are very lucky.
I like smart and funny.
It's even better. Smart, funny,
Jared
and naughty.
does too. He's always funny as well, so it's good. We get along really well.
Jared,
We have a good time.
he has a crazy feeling of, for humor, but I like your humor, Jared. Obviously, I don't understand your jokes, but I'm always laughing because okay, it must be funny. It's Jared is telling it.
Must be funny, yeah, because I'm laughing as well. I laugh at my own jokes as well. So I mean, that's always a good start, right? If you can
That we have in common. That we have in common. So I like you right now, even better.
Good. So this has been a really enlightening conversation as well, right? Because like it's talking about all the heavy metals and the way the body reacts and all this type of stuff, which is all part of it too. It's all part of like a next level for a lot of businesses. And you know, some people may, like, no matter where people are at in business, there's always a new level of thinking, a new way of strategic thinking. There's a new way of sort of up leveling yourself. More importantly, because I mean, one of our values as well around is you know, if we are constantly working on ourselves and up leveling the way that we think to become better people, then we can pass that knowledge onto our clients as well. So it's about how do we make ourselves better? How do we evolve as a company and as people in order to become better for our clients, right? Because if we can do more, we can be more, we can achieve more, then naturally we can show more to other people that are around us as well. So I love all of this conversation and the way we've steered it as well, which has been fantastic. It's been great.
Yeah, I really love it, and I'm so happy that that we are on the same, not only in the same boat, but also in the same level of thinking. And what you're doing is fantastic. Reaching out to your tribe or community and provide value, just giving value. And I always say we have four aspects for ourselves. You have the spiritual aspect. So is it all about abundance? Do you believe you have it's about abundance or lack? You have lack thinking, and it's about the heart set. Is your heart focused on giving? Are you focused on giving the best you have to give to your customers, to the people you're working with, and the people all around you? It's about mindset, and we have discussed that already. It's about emotions, managing your emotions. Yes, it is a difficult time. Yes, it is a challenging time. Yes, people are afraid, but some people are not afraid because they're looking beyond what it's possible. We have to be smart and wise, of course, but I refuse to let being led by fear, because that's going nowhere. And the fourth dimension is vitality, and Serena was already addressing that. You have to be in shape, not only physically but also between your ears, and that's where the healthy foods and the medicine and the toxins you have in your body come in, fall into place, and how you're going to fight that and to overcome these challenges.
And so many people worry about that they're going to get dementia or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or something like that. And the thing is, the very things that they put in their body can create that, you know.
Yeah,
You've got to keep your brain active. You've got to keep your brain well fed, you know, with good food and good drinks, you know, not like alcohol all the time and stuff like that. So the more you do the wrong thing to that, the more your brain is not going to be so fantastic, and the more you will maybe get dementia and whatever.
Sure, but that's yeah. Sorry to say that, but many people are stupid. They are afraid, but they don't act upon it. So we have to do research. Okay, what is causing dementia? And we don't know everything, of course, but we have to take action. We have to be action orientated, and if you, and also there strategically.
Yeah.
So it's
heavy metals once again helps towards that as well too, big time. Clean the metals out of your body.
It's good, great.
Yeah, I just had a program for it lasted 4 weeks or so to get rid of all the heavy metals in my body.
Yeah, I'll have a chat with you about that later because I've done a lot of research around heavy metal,
Cool.
the products, the things to do to clean them out. So a lot of research. You know how deep I research.
Fantastic. Very, very good because I'm very open to that.
Yeah. I've got a question here from Nina, and you might be able to answer it for her. She says, but the problem with the fear is how to control it. What would you say to her? I'm assuming, Nina, you mean in business or getting dementia. I'm not too sure. But, you know, it doesn't matter because fear is fear. And when you have it, how can she control the fear?
Fear is an emotion, and it's there to warn you and to prepare you. It's also understanding fear and give it the right place. And are we led by fear or by love? So it all starts with we are human, yes, we are all, and
So.
of course sometimes you're experiencing fear. It's also I'm human too, so sometimes I have that, but then I go back to my place of gratitude. Where am I grateful for? Who I'm going to thank? Who can I reach out? And when I come into that place, and who am I loved by? Who I'm loving, and who I'm loved by. And fear can be conquered by love. And fear, sometimes you have to act rationally upon it. It's also an emotion. So you have to know, okay, we have to step back. What's going on? So have to explore that, and talking with the right people. You have to make sure you have the right people around you, because if everybody in your surrounding, in your community is experiencing fear, obviously you have to search to look for other people who can lift you up and to help you step by step. And the crazy thing is, people are experiencing fear and are their fear. It's about future things to happen, and in many cases these things don't happen at all. So it's a complete waste of time. And if you are spiritual, you know that fear is a sin. It's not helping you. It's not getting you everywhere. And the best way to conquer fear is to get into action. And I have a fantastic quote of a Chinese warlord, which helped me many years ago. And it goes as follows. A coward dies 1,000 times. A courageous man only once.
That's so true.
So that was for me a revelation. It's not an inspiration, but it was a revelation. And with that, I was able to transform my fear. I was very young then, long ago. To transcend this fear into action, and to know, okay, nothing can happen. Everything I need is within me now. I have everything. I have my talents. I have my passions. I have my gifts. I have to walk into that, and I start helping people instead of when you are fear, you're focusing on yourself. If you start helping people, you start focusing on other people. So that's also a strategy to get rid or to manage your fear.
Good.
Thank you, Michael. Jared, I think you've got to wrap it up now, don't you?
Yeah, so this has been really good. This has we've got some absolute nuggets today for people that have been watching. Yeah. If you guys have been really enjoying this today, I just want you to type into the comments value if you've got some value from this conversation today, because I mean Michael's been nice enough to come in all the way from the Netherlands and drop some knowledge bombs for you guys today as well. So thank you so much for joining in today as well and jumping on as well for us. Michael and adding some value to the community. If someone was like, okay, cool, I've got some great information from you today, and I feel like I've got some more to learn from you, and they want to reach out to you, how would they go about doing that?
That's a good one.
He doesn't know.
Facebook,
Yeah,
I would say, could be a start.
You
Maybe?
can send me. I think the best way is to connect via Facebook. Send me a private message. That's the best thing to do.
Right.
I'll put that in there now.
So
Yeah.
look, if you guys are really, really serious about getting some help from Michael as well, and you want him to sort of help you with the planning side to be able to make sure that, you know, when you go and you hit the marketplace again and you want to hit it the right way, you want to grow your business and so on, then Michael's going to be your guy. So ensure that you do hit him up with a message. What's your website as well, Michael?
It's www.thedigitalgrowthgroup.com.
Yep. Group.
Shall I put it in the chat?
Yeah, that'd be great. I've got it here. Digitalgrowthgroup.com.
Yep.
Beautiful. So I want you guys to hit him up there, even jump across to his website, fill in the form that he would have there on his website, no doubt. And if you're really, really serious and you want some assistance, go and hit him up, because he's going to help you with this so you can take things to a total new level in your business, right? So thank you so much for jumping on today, Michael. Really, really appreciate you for being here as well. I know both myself and Serena are very grateful. And yeah, for everyone that's been watching today, reach out to Michael, and Michael's going to be able to help you out with the next level of growth for your business.
Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Serena, Jared, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for your time. I feel really blessed. God bless. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so
See you,
much.
Facebook.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See
Thank
all
you,
soon.
everyone.